Hello, hello. I am going live 3 places. I've never done this before. I'm going live on YouTube at the same time as my Facebook page, my Not Your Average Grandma page, and my Facebook profile, which is like my private people that I don't post there hardly ever anymore. But I am taking an opportunity tonight to do it just because I don't want anybody to miss this training if it is possibly the right thing for them. I know for me, fast or rewind, not fast forward, but rewind, like 2.5, 3 years ago, even 4 years ago, I only wish I would have seen somebody on Facebook talking about a training like this that would change their life. And so that's why I'm getting on here. I am sacrificing my embarrassment for getting on because I never get on my personal page and YouTube for the first time. I am sacrificing my embarrassment because I want you to know about this training. So if you haven't heard about it, my coach and mentor, James Wedmore, who is a master at what he does, he's in the middle of this free training, and he does it once a year. And when I say free training, I mean, a lot of us have been to these free webinars, and it's kind of like a bait and switch where, they kind of like entice us and we don't really get anything good. And then they say, hey, I'm doing this thing, and if you want the good stuff, you got to pay. He does not do that. He gives such great, it's like, okay, so I'm going to tell you what he did today. So today was training number 2. Training number 1 was last Thursday. If you want to know about this training, I'll give you the link in a minute. But if you want to do this training, you can get the replays. So Thursday was number 1. Today was number 2. And then his third one is Thursday. So you can catch up and you can watch these trainings on replay. So, the thing that he does is that he over delivers. He always over delivers. But today he was talking about creating money on demand. And honestly, I don't like that kind of phrase because it sounds really, spammy, kind of. In fact, I didn't even want to email my list and say anything like that because it's just like, that turns me off when people say that. But I guess it's the best way to describe what he did today. And I want you to know that I'm in he has 2 mastermind groups. So he has his Business by Design program. And then he has a kind of a mid-level mastermind and then a high-level mastermind. And I'm in his mid-level mastermind. I've been in it for 2.5 years. And he's taught me everything I know. And I'm a ride or die kind of girl when it comes to James. So, but today he talked about how to create money on demand and what he did. I mean, the people that were in this training, they can walk away today and not even take the rest of his free training, and they can actually go and launch something and make money on it. I mean, he gave them that much information. So what he did, and the thing that I wanted to say is that some of the stuff that he taught today, he's taught in my mastermind, which is a 5-figure mastermind. So let me just tell you, it is good stuff. All right. So, and he's amazing to listen to because he's funny. I love him. He just, today he didn't do any voices. On the first training, he did voices. He did a Sean Connery impression, made me laugh. He always makes me laugh. He has a podcast. You heard the backstory. I found him. I heard his name from somebody. I was at an event, and then he had a podcast. And so I started listening to the podcast, and eventually I signed up for his program and his mastermind. So, and I would not have my online business. I had no clue when I signed up with him, no clue what I wanted to do. All I knew that I was a burnout Beachbody coach, and I tried a Shopify store, and I just was I had tried a course that didn't sell. I didn't know what I was doing, but I tried it. So anyways, he's taught me how to be a digital CEO. That's what he talks about in part 1. He calls it a digital CEO. In fact, this is my little thing. I'm a digital CEO. All right. So anyways, I just want to tell you the 5 things he talked about today. So just to entice you that if you have any like little inkling about, gee, maybe I wouldn't have to work at this job that I hate and drag myself into every day. Maybe I could create my own kind of job that I love and help people and make a difference in the world. So that's kind of where I was when I started. So he explained the 6-step process for creating an irresistible offer. And so that's really key because, you know, a lot of times people make offers and they're not irresistible. And it has to be an irresistible offer for people to want to pay for it, right? So he went over how to do that. He actually went over how to do that with people. So they created an offer on the training. And so he explained how to do that. He also talked about how to work backwards from an outcome you desire. So in other words, like, what do you want to have happen in 90 days? And often what we think could be reality in 90 days, we can do a lot more. I mean, I shocked myself in the first 90 days launching a profitable course, and I didn't even know what I was doing when I started. So you know, he walks you through how to create this irresistible offer. And like I said, this is like 5-figure mastermind training content. So, and I saw a couple of people in the chat today and they were like, oh, I've been in these trainings before. And, you know, it's just, you know, he's going to try and sell something. And like, I get it. Cause that is what we've been conditioned for, is crappy free training. And then, you know, they just try to get us in the free training. And one of the things he's taught me, and one of the things I love is that he's taught me how to serve and give away valuable free training, because you want people to participate in your free training and you want them to have like ahas, you want them to have transformations. And a lot of people don't do that. They just like, they take your time and then it's like, and then we're conditioned to like, oh, I only want to watch the replay. I don't even want to go live, see what that is, and fast forward through it. But like, I attended his live. I never attend live trainings either. I always go to the replays. So, but I attended, and like he's my coach, so I see him. I get to train coaching with him, but I still take the time to watch his free training, and it's stuff I've heard before, but he always adds new metaphors, always adds new examples, and I'm always learning. And you can go through the same content multiple times and you can still learn incredible things from, you know, you have a new brain. Once you go through training, the second time you go through it, and the third and the fourth, you always have this new brain coming at it and you pick up things you didn't pick up before. So he went through the 6-step process for creating an irresistible offer and talked about how to go backwards from an outcome you desire. And he asked people to pick like an income outcome. Like, what would you like to have in your bank account in 90 days? Instead of, people always start at the beginning. And he used the example of Stephen Covey because he wrote the 7 habits of highly successful or effective people. I forget the exact title. But number 2 was begin with the end in mind. And so that's what he kind of walked through. So that was really powerful because people all had, you know, picked an outcome. And then he asked them to like pick a higher one. And it's like, it was funny to watch like the fear for some people and then the hesitation and what was coming up for them, because he is a mindset coach as well. So it's not just like content that he delivers in terms of strategy, but he also helps us work up there. But then he shared, okay, get this, 14 different ways to make money online. And that's not like a finite list. There's more. In fact, somebody in the chat was asking about another way. And it's like, yeah, that's another way. So 14 ways, like this huge list, like a buffet of which would you like to do if you could do it and make money on it. Things like online course, coaching, membership, like things like that. Paid workshops, like an hour, you do a paid workshop on something you have knowledge about, or something that, you know, like we all of the wisdom that we have based on our past experiences is knowledge. Oftentimes we think like skills. We need skills, but no, we have knowledge that we've gained from like falling down and scraping our knees on, past experiences we've had, things that we think are mistakes. I've been going through this with my students in the second half Spark School, and I teach them to reframe mistakes into accomplishments, because that's what we learn. We learn when we make mistakes. Sometimes we learn better when we make mistakes. So we went through these 14 different ways to make money. Then, like extra goodie bonus content, he gave a script, like a fill in the blanks, like a Mad Lib thing. If your kids ever did that, like those books that had blanks, my kids loved them and would like hee-haw in the car. That's in the day before we had iPads for entertainment. So like this Mad Lib script that you can use. So basically people created, a lot of people didn't have a clue what, like I started, some people already have, they've tried offers, they haven't worked, or for what, they have ideas, maybe they have an offer that they're not like wild about. And so they were getting excited about, oh gosh, I could do something different. So, but he basically like had them create an offer in the training, and then a target for an outcome they wanted in 90 days. And then he gave them a script. He gave everybody a script that they could use and fill in the blanks to collect like interest, like see who would be interested in their offer. So you're already starting to collect people potentially who really are interested in what you have to offer them. So he did that. And then he did, I love this because he does this in in-person retreats, but he did a visualization. And I have had the biggest breakthroughs in his visualizations. And so I know people had like, it was like a really, really great, I'm not going to give away what it is, because then that would be, I don't do it as good as him, number one. And number two, you need to go and consume the training, because it's like 2 hours of amazingness. It might even actually be 3 hours. I just know my ears started hurting. I was wearing my headphones and my ears started hurting. So anyways, I wanted to, if you haven't heard about this training, you're like, that sounds interesting. I'd like to check it out. So go to notyouraverage-grandma.com/rise. It's because it's called The Rise of the Digital CEO. So go to notyouraverage-grandma.com/rise and check it out. It's like incredible, really incredible. And then you'll get to know him too. And he's like a cool guy. You might even want to listen to his podcast. So he's got Mind Your Business podcast, such a great podcast. I love it. It's the only podcast I listen to religiously. Like, don't miss an episode. So lots of good stuff. He gives away so much like free, amazing information on his podcast too. So yeah, so check it out. Best free training ever. So I just wanted to share that with you. Hope you're having a great night, and I'll talk to you later.